Hello, it's Margaret Bui and welcome to this free video where I will share 5 key strategies to help you get promoted and rewarded at work. I recently did a survey and over 90% of respondents said that getting a new job with a pay rise or moving to a more senior management role was one of their main goals for the next 12 months. Whether it's a promotion you're shooting for or a well-deserved pay rise, there's all kinds of advice out there on how to get it. Why then are there so many people working very hard without seemingly getting anywhere? In my 7 years of recruitment experience and over 5 years of coaching people on their interview technique, I've learned that working hard is not enough to get what you want. I've also realized that having the skills to do the job is not always enough to get that promotion or job you really want. If you want to get promoted, get a new job or simply undertaking your responsibilities, there are 5 key strategies you must understand and that most people overlook. I'm sharing my story in my free report I've sent you so that you can get to know me a little better. But in brief, I have 7 years of recruitment experience. I've recruited primarily for some top technology firms across Europe, Middle East and Africa, and I'm also a qualified personal performance and corporate and executive coach. 5 years ago, I set up an interview coaching business. And since then, I have coached hundreds of professionals on their interview technique. I have been featured in Cosmopolitan magazine, interviewed for Financial Times and Management Today, and contributed to a number of blogs. I have spoken at career events and have written a couple of ebooks. In my recruitment work, I worked very closely with the HR department and was often privy to confidential discussions about people getting promoted or made redundant. In my discussions with senior directors, country managers and vice presidents about the recruitment needs, I learned why people get promoted and why they don't. I've discovered that working hard and having the right skills are not enough to get that promotion or job you're looking for. I've seen too many smart, hard-working professionals be unhappy with their careers because they don't know how to promote themselves. Helping them discover and communicate their unique value and engage in effective self-promotion are the keys to getting ahead and the driving force behind what I do. With that being said, let's dive into understanding the 5 key strategies you must understand in order to get recognized, promoted, and rewarded at work. Strategy 1. Understand and learn how to communicate your unique value and what you bring to the organization. This is a very important yet often overlooked factor. I have worked with lots of clients who are excellent at what they do, yet they struggle to clearly explain how they add value to the company. You have to look at the workplace as a marketplace. In this market, the product is you. You create a brand for yourself by first identifying what distinguishes you from other people in the workplace and then marketing those distinctions as a brand. I have recently interviewed someone with extensive experience in learning and development. Her CV was very impressive and it got her a number of interviews. She seemed to have the kind of experience employers were looking for, but I was not sure what her specialty areas were. I asked her what she's best known for, and for 20 minutes she told me all about work she's done, but she didn't answer my question. Despite another several minutes of probing and asking questions in different ways, she didn't explain what made her unique among other candidates with similar experience applying for the same job. This candidate's inability to clearly define her brand cost her getting the job she really wanted. If you don't know what your unique value is and how to clearly communicate that unique value, it's going to be very challenging for you to get ahead. No one likes a show-off, but there's some point at which modesty goes too far. You shouldn't allow your achievements to go unacknowledged if you want to succeed in the business. Don't just assume that others know what you've done and what you're capable of. Tell them. It's entirely possible to let others know about your successes without coming off as arrogant. In addition, the ability to properly receive praise is an important skill to have in the workplace. Too often, employees shrug off praise for their accomplishments with, "I'm just doing my job," or "forget about it." If you tell others to forget about your achievements, rest assured that that's what they will do. Instead, the simple thank you shows both gratitude for the recognition and pride in your achievements. Strategy 2. Have the right set of allies and an appropriate network. When I asked one of the senior directors in my previous company what he thought was the main reason for people not getting ahead, he said that the most important thing to facilitate progress within an organization is to have the right set of allies and an appropriate network. Most people establish and try to maintain relationships in their own area of business unit. However, a promotion would only be granted if one is being recognized by his or her peers, but also other influential individuals. It's often underestimated how a series of people are being asked if one deserves a promotion or not, how much he or she is appreciated or sometimes just known. A rule says that you have to be liked by a peer at your level, your manager, but also another person at the same level as your manager in another team or unit. It's often difficult to socialize and keep the link with somebody you don't necessarily interact with, but it's the key. Are you surprised? If so, you shouldn't be. As I said before, just working too hard won't get you the results you are after. How often have you heard someone complain that despite working long hours and going the extra mile, they can never seem to get ahead in their company? Probably more times than you can even remember. Of course, it isn't to say that slacking off is going to get you ahead. Far from it. However, one thing that gets overlooked when we work with our nose to the grindstone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week is getting noticed. If you never take the time to get up from your desk and engage with other people in the company, how can you even hope that your name and face will be fresh in the management's memory when it comes time to choose someone for the job you've been hoping for? The value of networking and increasing your face value cannot be understated. Many think of networking as little more than the ability to work a room, to give a presentation that clicks with each member of the audience, or the ability to quickly establish rapport with others. These are all highly useful workplace skills. But networking is about so much more than that. It's about building legitimate, lasting relationships with the people you work with, both inside and outside of your department. Strategy 3. Understand how an organization works and how you can add value to key players. Learn all about the different groups, departments, and hierarchies, who runs them and who ultimately makes the decisions. When you have this knowledge, you gain many advantages beyond simply networking. The advantages of building relationships are endless. You establish yourself as a constant workplace presence in the minds of others. And when they think of work, they can't help but picture your face. Someone who can be of invaluable assistance when it comes time to make those decisions about who to promote or who deserves a raise. Perhaps the most important side effect of networking is that you will establish direct communication with senior members of the company, which directly translates into two major benefits. Firstly, they'll be able to act as your mentors and guide you through any rough areas that you might encounter as you work your way up. They'll have been there before, and you'll be able to tell you what to expect and offer helpful advice on how to best get through it. Secondly, when it comes time to consider people for promotions, they'll know quite a lot about you and your work habits, and so you'll be able to act as your advocate at meetings with the decision makers in upper management. Having someone like this on your side is one of the most valuable assets to getting ahead in any business. You might also think of volunteering in as many cross-functional teams as possible. Apart from increasing your name and face recognition, you'll gain at least one valuable contact in any area that you might end up needing one. I would also recommend you ask other employees outright what is it that they do and take time to really understand their responses. This will definitely help you to understand exactly how the company operates, where the challenges are, and where your opportunity to add value might be. Strategy 4. Don't make yourself irreplaceable. You might be surprised to hear that making yourself irreplaceable is a mistake. After all, if you do your job better than anyone else could, surely it must be the best way to guarantee job security, right? Take a minute, however, to think exactly what that implies. If you're a candidate for a promotion or advancement in your company, it's an extremely positive thing for you. What you might be overlooking, however, is the void that you'll be leaving. Someone is going to have to take a look at the position you're vacating and find a replacement for you who is just as capable as you were at performing the job. Rather than projecting the image of yourself as the ideal person for your current job, you should leave them saying, he or she does a great job in that position. Wonder how well they would do with more responsibility. And the last strategy, strategy 5, pick the right assignments. If you want to get ahead, you've got to pick the right work. Choose those assignments that give you the opportunity to make a massive impact upon the company's bottom line. Something that really makes a difference. When you can pull off something extraordinary like this, like making the company thousands or even millions of pounds, then it's time to start singing your own praises and making sure that management takes notice. However, rather than just working hard, the secret is working smarter. Go ahead and put in those extra hours and take on extra assignments. Just do what you can to make sure that they're the kinds of assignments that are going to work for you. If you hope to get ahead, you not only have to work hard, you have to make sure you're working hard at the kind of things that are going to get noticed and get you the recognition you deserve. The opportunity to showcase your skills through a high-profile assignment is not limited to something as grand as being invited to sit on your company's executive committee. Being asked to facilitate an important meeting, make a critical client presentation, or make a presentation to your senior management are all examples of high-profile assignments you can't afford to pass up. I understand we are all overworked, that meetings can go on for what seems like eternity, and that making presentations can be a lot of hard work and a bit risky. So what? Use these opportunities to profile your unique capabilities and build relationships with others who are viewed as movers and shakers. Remember, 90% of success comes from just showing up. If you learn the related strategies for how to actually get ahead, you might get promoted or get a new job sooner than you thought possible. I hope you've enjoyed this quick video. Please leave me your comments below. Thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you again soon.